jump. Welcome to tonight's meeting of the Zoning Board of Adjustment of the Township of Union, which is being held pursuant to the Open Public Meeting Law, C-231, Laws of New Jersey, dated 1975. Notice of this meeting was advertised in the local source and/or the Star Ledger, the newspapers of record, and notice has been posted on the bulletin board in the municipal building adjacent to the municipal clerk's office. Roll call.
Mr. Wiley is absent. Ms. Martin is absent. Mr. Vector,
Here.
Ms. Scott?
Here.
Mr. Johnson?
Here.
Mr. McNeil is absent. Mr. Graves?
Present.
Ms. Ricketts?
Here.
And Mr. Champe?
Here, there being a quorum present, this meeting is now declared open. At this time, I'll entertain a motion for the approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I move that the meeting minutes of January 8th and January 15th, 2025 be approved as written and dispense with their reading.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? So moved. Madam Clerk, at this time, are there any communications?
Yes, we received a letter from Stephen Hill's office regarding tonight's case, and council will address when called upon.
Thank you. Our next order of business will be calendar number 3434, Toros Home LLC, located at 103 Union Avenue, Block 1903, Lot 1. Applicant wishes to construct an addition for more event space and the restriping of the parking lot. Mr. Hale.
Mr. Chairman and board members, Stephen Hale representing the applicant for our home. Thank you all for coming out on this nice balmy night, and we appreciate your time and consideration. As indicated in my letter, we had what I consider a very productive meeting with our client and with our architect, and I know when we were here last, the board had quite a few questions for the applicant. We did have our professionals testify, but the applicant, so we're going to ensure that at the next meeting, there's going to be two things that will be done. Number one, we're going to submit, and we'll get it to Anthony and to Rob, but also to the board, a detailed operations plan, security, hours, all of the items that they would have to have anyone occupying that space to sign and agree to as a condition of anything occurring at that location. Secondly, we'll make sure, and I think Paladontis, I think it's Render from his office, who will be here, and this is separate to the board reference. If she's sworn in, we'll swear that she'll testify, or she'll translate verbatim, so that I know the board had questions from Maria when I was here. What hearing was that? But I know Natasha was here, and so we'll make sure that she's here to answer questions for the board. We'll present her testimony, but then have her available for questions, because again, I know there were questions from the board for her that she really wasn't able to understand and answer adequately. So that's our request. And I think we're carried to a request to be carried to the
February 5th.
February
Yeah,
5th.
I mean, Mr. Chairman, the communication that was referenced by the clerk, it's January 17, 2025 correspondence from Javerbaum Wargath, Mr. Hale's office, addressed to the board. It was part of your packet. It was circulated relative to this matter. The request is, as Mr. Hale has summarized it, I think it's legitimate for preparatory reasons and to have the board get in advance the details that are going to be testimony provided on security and operations. He has offered to waive the time constraints that confront the board to realize the adjournment, so that's what I look for legally. So unless any board members have specific questions of Mr. Hale or me, I think it would be appropriate to have a motion and a second. He asked that we announce tonight that it'll be carried to February 5th without further public notice. So a motion and a second.
We think that we'll be able to have her prepare that. She's getting some consult from some professionals on preparing that. If for any reason we know ahead of time that that's not going to be done, and we would want to have the township both submit that and have the police, fire, and there's any delay on that, we'll certainly let the board professionals
Okay.
know. So again, thank you.
Thank you for the explanation, Mr. Hale. Are there any board members that would like to question Mr. Hale? Hearing none, may I have a motion and a second for calendar number 3434, Toro's Home LLC?
Mr. Chairman, I move that this matter be carried to the February 5th, 2025 hearing without further public notice, and the applicant agrees to any necessary extension of time to act as needed by the board.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Benavides?
Yes.
Ms. Scott?
Yes.
Mr. Johnson?
Yes.
Mr. Graves?
Yes.
Ms. Ricketts?
Yes.
Mr. Champion?
Yes.
Thank you again for your time and consideration. Keep warm.
You as well, sir.
This time I have a motion and a second.
Just
to
for the
adjourn.
public's benefit, to the extent anyone's listening, I realize the room is empty. This matter will be carried till 7:30, February 5th, a regular meeting night of the board without additional 200-foot list or publication notice. This is the only notice, so,
Thank you.
so noted for the record.
May I have a motion and a second to adjourn?
Mr. Chairman, there be no further business coming before the board this evening. I move we adjourn.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed?
So moved.
So moved.